A measurement plan is a structured document that outlines the objectives, key performance indicators, or KPIs, health metrics, and data collection strategy for an A/B test. It's a living and breathing document that serves as a roadmap to ensure that the test we are running aligns with the business goals and objectives we have in hand, and the data that we collect from the test is relevant and actionable.
Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block. Flip my hair, move my head, show the world I'm royalty. When I walk by, they be taking bows, cause they know I'm the queen, yeah.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Daniel Ramirez, and I serve as the manager of data analytics at Evolytics, with a primary focus on implementation QA, tracking strategy, and measurement planning. It's a pleasure to co-present this session today with my colleague Liz King. And with that, I'll hand it over to Liz to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Liz King, an experimentation and strategy analyst with a focus on A/B testing and conversion rate optimization.
Liz and I share a close collaboration, working together on a wide range of testing initiatives and spanning a very diverse set of clients. We found it intriguing to offer a personal perspective on how an implementation QA and practice and an A/B testing practice synergize harmoniously to empower businesses in effectively leveraging A/B testing to achieve their objectives.
A/B testing and experimentation plays a really significant role in an organization's decision-making and conversion optimization process. A/B testing helps build an understanding of how strategic variations and different elements of their website impact the overall performance. The analyst's ability to determine which variation wins relies really heavily on the accuracy and organization of the tracking implementation, because if you're not measuring it, you can't look at it later. By having a well-tuned A/B testing practice, organizations can stay competitive, improve their bottom line, and meet their goals quicker. In doing so, we are ensuring that the products and services that we provide are well aligned with our customer needs and preferences. Nearly every step within the experimentation process is impacted by implementation, from the variant design to measurement planning, the traffic split, collecting data, and all the way to analysis and conclusions, and that final decision making are really impacted by the implementation practice. The significance of A/B testing within that key decision-making process really lies in a few different areas, including data-driven decisions, improving the overall user experience, driving conversion rate optimization, reducing risk, driving continuous improvement, and validating those assumptions that our key stakeholders, including our marketing team, really have about the overall user experience. A/B testing is a really extremely powerful tool, which helps empower businesses to make informed decisions, optimize their offerings, and enhance the user experience based on real-world data and evidence. Ensuring accurate and reliable A/B test results is not just a minor technical detail. It forms the foundation of that data-driven decision-making and optimization within the modern business practice. By leveraging experimentation effectively, organizations can make smarter choices, improve the user experience, and achieve their goals more efficiently while minimizing risks and maximizing their resources. A/B testing is quintessential data-driven decision-making. By basing decisions on real user behavior data, rather than assumptions or gut feelings, businesses can make more objective and informed choices. By continually testing different variations, businesses can identify the most effective design, content, and functionality that resonates most with their target audience. This optimization leads to an improved user experience, higher engagement, and increased customer satisfaction. Accurate A/B test results allow organizations to allocate their resources more effectively. Focus can be placed on implementing changes that have proven to be successful with guaranteed success, which more effectively can help them maximize their return on investment, rather than investing in unproven ideas or features with unknown results. Implementing significant changes without testing can carry considerable risks. What might seem like a good idea on paper might not necessarily resonate with users. A/B testing mitigates this risk by allowing businesses to test changes on a smaller scale before rolling them out to a larger audience. Essentially, fail fast. This way, any potential negative impacts can be identified and corrected and hopefully completely prevented early on in the process. A/B testing fosters a culture of continuous improvement within an organization. It encourages teams to experiment, learn, and iterate on their ideas. The insights gained from an experiment can inform future decision-making, enabling companies to build on their successes and avoid repeating unsuccessful strategies. The effectiveness of A/B testing can directly impact revenue and other essential key business metrics. Optimizing conversion rates, increasing click-through rates, and boosting customer engagement can lead to substantial financial gains and better overall performance. In a competitive market, staying ahead requires constant innovation and optimization. By leveraging A/B testing to refine their products and marketing strategies, businesses can gain a competitive edge over others who rely solely on intuition or outdated practices. Without rigorous testing, human biases and assumptions can influence decision-making. A/B testing provides an objective way to evaluate ideas without the influence of personal bias, leading to more accurate assessment and analysis of the impact of those changes. Each step in the A/B testing process is mission critical, as the entire process relies on the integrity and accuracy of each stage. Errors or inaccuracies at any point can significantly impact the validity of the test results, leading to misinterpretation, unreliable conclusions, and potentially misleading decision-making. We will focus on just a few examples in which we see the most overlap between the implementation QA and A/B testing teams. So, raise your hand if you have been analyzing a test and you thought that your KPI was being measured, and it turns out like the tracking totally wasn't there. Yep, me too. So we're all very aware of the importance of the tracking implementation. Tracking implementation plays a crucial role in ensuring that the tracking mechanisms for the data collection are present and working correctly. Accurate tracking is essential for evaluating the success of the variations performance against the predefined metrics. Ensuring that randomly divided traffic between the control and variant groups is critical in order to minimize bias. If the traffic allocation is not randomized correctly, one group might receive a disproportionate amount of traffic, leading to skewed results and inaccurate conclusions. Finally, the accurate data collection is vital for proper analysis and drawing meaningful conclusions. Any inaccuracies in the data tracking or missing data can distort the analysis. Data anomalies or outliers need to be carefully evaluated to ensure that they do not negatively influence the results. Now I'll hand it back to Dan to highlight the importance of proper implementation.
Now that Liz has provided an overview of A/B testing and how it impacts business objectives, I want to discuss the importance of proper implementation and the role of implementation in A/B testing and its impact on test outcomes. And that starts with a measurement plan. A measurement plan is a structured document that outlines the objectives, key performance indicators, or KPIs, health metrics, and data collection strategy for an A/B test. It's a living and breathing document that serves as a roadmap to ensure that the test we are running aligns with the business goals and objectives we have in hand, and the data that we collect from the test is relevant and actionable.
This is Romo Santiago from Experiment Nation. Every week we share interviews with and conference sessions by our favorite conversion rate optimizers from around the world. So if you like this video, smash that like button and consider subscribing. It helps us a bunch. Now back to the episode.
The first step in ensuring a proper implementation includes ensuring we have a properly set up measurement plan. And a measurement plan serves as a roadmap to ensure that the test that we are running aligns with the business goals that we have in hand, and the data collected is relevant and actionable. And a measurement plan contains 4 primary components: an objective, key performance indicators, key health metrics, and data collection strategy. An objective describes the goal or purpose of the experiment. And an example of this would be perhaps we want to increase the click-through rate on a learn more button on a page call to action CTA. Another portion of this would be a key performance indicator. One metric that would be used to determine the results on an A/B test would be perhaps the click-through rate on the learn more button CTA itself. Some of the key health metrics we may consider are time on page, page engagement, sales, or visits per visitor. In our data collection strategy, our example may be looking at particular properties that describe the elements that we want to track. Tracking requirements are dependent on the measurement plan itself. Tracking requirements set the stage for proper selection of what, when, where, and how user engagements are physically tracked. Accurate tracking is crucial to collect reliable data and evaluate the performance of different variations of the test accurately. Having a solution design reference is critical to ensuring we have a proper implementation. And a solution design reference is a comprehensive document that outlines the technical details and specifications required to implement tracking mechanisms for data collection accurately. It serves as a reference guide for developers, analysts, and stakeholders involved in setting up tracking infrastructure for various digital assets, such as websites, mobile apps, or marketing campaigns. The solution design reference ensures consistency and accuracy in tracking, which is essential for reliable data collection and analysis. In the same way, it is highly recommended to maintain tag inventories. And tag inventories are a comprehensive list of all tags that live on a page or across pages, and it should always be maintained for a variety of different purposes. It's highly recommended to maintain your own individual tag inventory for the tests you're running. This allows you to better troubleshoot, reference the current tests you're running, and provides a historical reference in the case you want to run tests in the future and compare it to tests in the past. Tag inventories make it very easy to reference current tag implementation without the hassle of firing events individually on a page to determine the properties and structure of the established events that describe what's happening on the user interface. You can also use test referencing to maintain separate tag inventories for both the control and variants, which are critical to ensure that the tracking across versions is accurate. In many cases, the variant may have additional elements that fire as compared to the control. And at a more higher level, historical reference is very critical, as maintaining comprehensive and structured tag inventories offers significant advantages, including accelerated test implementations, consistent tag management, and valuable historical insights for both our development teams and analysis reporting when trying to develop future tests. In the same realm, we wanted to identify some common mistakes and errors that we have encountered during the implementation phase of a test. Some of these common errors include incorrect traffic splitting, missing traffic events or properties, inconsistent traffic, and key metrics that aren't collected and measured, which are most likely missing from the measurement plan to begin with. Incorrect traffic splits have significant consequences on the validity and reliability of test results. Splitting traffic inconsistently means that the variations are not distributed randomly and equally among users, leading to biased and inaccurate data. Some of the potential consequences of incorrect traffic splitting include biased results, inconclusive results, invalid hypotheses, wasted resources, unreliable decision making, loss of testing opportunities, and the inability to replicate your results. When considering QA, the traffic split should be the very first element run through QA whenever a test launches. If there is inconsistency in how a test is being split, we want to catch it as early as possible to ensure we can reset as needed and move forward with the test. If it's caught too late, you will have to throw the test out. This should always be the focus of the first test read and reporting. When considering missing tracking events or properties, all tracking QA should be conducted in a dev environment. However, this isn't always possible. If that's the case, we want to make sure we run a live QA test immediately at launch. This will also catch any potential errors in tracking at the onset, and which will allow us to reset if needed, as opposed to catching them late and having to throw out the test results altogether. Similarly, inconsistent tracking is impactful to actual test results. Inconsistent tracking elements make it more difficult for the analysts building reports and analyzing the results themselves. It creates a higher likelihood for errors in the analysis of performance and potential misinterpretation of results if tracking is not consistent. This includes syntax and general organization of the tracking itself. And any key metrics that aren't collected or measured at the onset, if we're missing KPIs in our results, this is a sign of a more severe problem occurring in the initial planning phases of an experiment. In almost all cases of a KPI not being measured, test results would need to be thrown out or realigned unless we can get creative in figuring out how we can establish how we're going to analyze those metrics if there are other options available to us. But it can get very dirty, very unorganized, and you'd have to be extremely creative. The quality assurance process for A/B testing implementation is crucial to ensure accurate tracking, consistent user experiences, and reliable data collection. It involves a series of tests and checks to verify that the A/B test is set up correctly and that the variations are presented as intended. A detailed explanation of the QA process specifically tailored for A/B testing is as follows. When running QA, we want to verify a number of different elements that can impact the quality of our tracking in A/B test, which includes verifying our tracking codes, confirming our splits, cross-browser and cross-device testing, ensuring that our test is working as appropriate across all devices, browsers, and elements, event conversion and tracking, ensuring our segmentation and targeting is correct, ensuring our data consistency, user experience testing, mobile responsiveness, documentation review, and in the end, that our stakeholders are in alignment with us in ensuring that the elements we reviewed are as part of their measurement plan and will contribute to the success of their test. When reviewing tracking code verification, we want to verify that the tracking codes for each variation are correctly implemented and firing as expected. Check that the event tracking, conversion tracking, and any custom tracking scripts are functioning correctly. When confirming the traffic split, we want to ensure it's accurate and randomly set between the control and the variation groups. The split should be based on the intended traffic allocation, such as a 50-50 split or any other specified ratio. When looking at cross-browser or cross-device testing, we want to make sure we're testing across browsers and devices to ensure consistent user experiences, verifying that the test works as intended on desktop, mobile, and tablet devices. With respect to event and conversion tracking, we want to validate that all events and conversions are correctly tracked and recorded. This includes checking that the user interactions trigger the appropriate events and that the data is being sent to the analytics platform as expected. With segmentation and targeting, if the A/B test involves segmenting users based on specific criteria, we want to ensure that the users are appropriately segmented and variations are displayed to the relevant audiences. And for data consistency, we want to ensure that the data collected from the A/B test is consistent and matches the expected outcomes, comparing data from different tracking tools or platforms to validate accuracy. User experience testing tests the user experience for each variation, making sure that all elements such as buttons, forms, and links function correctly and that there are no broken elements. Mobile responsiveness refers to verifying that the A/B test variations are mobile, responsive, and display correctly on different screen sizes and orientations. When reviewing documentation, we want to cross-check the implementation against the documented solution design reference or tracking requirements to ensure that all aspects of the test have been properly implemented. And finally, in a stakeholder review, we want to involve all of our relevant stakeholders, such as developers, analysts, and project managers, in the QA process to gather feedback and ensure that everyone is aligned with the test implementation. By rigorously following this QA process, A/B testing teams can confidently launch tests with accurate tracking, improved user experiences, and reliable data. Accurate implementation in A/B testing can be facilitated and enhanced through the use of various testing frameworks, code review processes, and automated tools. These resources help ensure that the tracking setup, variations, and user experiences are correct and consistent across different devices and browsers. Unit testing involves testing individual components or functions of the tracking code to ensure they work as intended. It helps identify any bugs or issues early in the development process. Integration testing checks how different components of the tracking code interact and work together. It ensures that the integration between various tracking elements is seamless. And when considering end-to-end testing, it verifies the entire A/B test flow from start to finish, including the traffic splitting, user interactions, event tracking, and data collection. It helps ensure the complete tracking process functions as expected. Code reviews involve the examination of the tracking code by peers or experienced developers to ensure its quality, accuracy, and adherence to best practices. Code reviews can be manual, where developers provide feedback based on their expertise, or automated, where the code review tools analyze the code for potential issues. Code reviews can help catch coding errors, inconsistencies, or deviations from the tracking requirements early in the implementation process. Automated tools play a vital role in accurate implementation by automating various testing and validation tasks. At all costs, we want to try to remove the human element and automate our processes as much as possible. Some examples of testing tools include Linter Tools, visual regression testing tools, browser testing, tag management systems, and automated event tracking tools. Linter Tools automatically analyze the tracking code for syntax errors, style violations, and other common coding mistakes. They help maintain a consistent code structure and ensure compliance with coding standards. Visual regression testing tools capture screenshots of A/B test variations and compare them against reference images to detect any unintended visual changes. These tools help to ensure that the visual appearance of variations remain consistent. Browser testing tools allow developers to test A/B test variations across different browsers and devices simultaneously. They help identify browser-specific issues and ensure consistent user experiences across platforms. Tag management systems facilitate the implementation and management of tracking codes across digital assets. They offer a centralized way to deploy and update tracking scripts without direct code changes, improving the efficiency and reducing implementation errors overall. Automated event tracking tools can automatically track and record user interactions without the need for manual event tagging. They help streamline event tracking setup and reduce the chance of human error. In summary, A/B testing is a valuable tool for data-driven decision-making and optimization, but its success hinges on accurate and reliable implementation. The significance of each step in the A/B testing process is highlighted from hypothesis to creation to test execution and result analysis. Properly executed implementation, QA, ensures that variations are presented consistently, data is collected accurately, and traffic is split randomly, eliminating biases and yielding trustworthy results. The tracking requirements, user experience testing, and cross-browser compatibility checks play essential roles in ensuring reliable data collection. To facilitate accurate implementation, the use of testing frameworks, code review processes, and automated tools is recommended. These resources streamline the process, catch errors early, and remain consistent across variations. In conclusion, a rigorous implementation QA process empowers businesses to make data-driven decisions, optimize user experiences, and achieve meaningful improvements in their digital assets performance. Emphasizing the significance of implementation QA and A/B testing paves the way for successful data-backed strategies that drive growth and success.
This is Romo Santiago from Experiment Nation. Every week we share interviews with and conference sessions by our favorite conversion rate optimizers from around the world. So if you like this video, smash that like button and consider subscribing.